All right, let's be honest. Microsoft Forms is great for collecting information. You create a form, send it out, and people start submitting responses. But then comes the annoying part. The responses are sitting inside forms, and eventually somebody has to do something with them. Maybe you want to track requests. Maybe you want to build a dashboard. Maybe you want to generate reports. Or maybe you just want all your data in one place instead of opening forms every time someone submits something. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to automatically save Microsoft Forms responses into a database. For this example, we'll use a SharePoint list as our database. And the best part is that once everything is configured, every new form submission will automatically create a new record in the list. No copy-pasting, no manual entry, no exporting Excel files every week because somebody asked for a report. By the end of this video, you'll have a fully automated process where Microsoft Forms collects the data, Power Automate processes the response, and SharePoint stores it for you. So let's build it. For this video, I've already created a Microsoft form. In our case, it's an IT support request form. But don't focus too much on the specific example. The exact same approach works for all kinds of scenarios. Maybe you're collecting vacation requests. Maybe customer feedback. Maybe onboarding information. Maybe equipment requests. Or maybe project intake forms. The process is always the same. A user fills in a form, and we want to store that information somewhere central. Let's quickly look at the form. The first field is full name. This allows the employee to identify themselves when submitting the request. Next, we have department. This is a choice field, allowing users to select the department they belong to. Then we have requested date. This is a date field which lets users select a specific date directly from a calendar. After that, we have priority. Again, this is a choice field, allowing users to indicate how urgent the issue is. And finally, we have issue description. This is a longer text field where users can provide additional details about their request. Now, at the moment, this form only collects information. The responses are stored inside Microsoft Forms. But that's usually not where we want our data to live long term. We often want to report on it, search through it, build dashboards, automate processes, or combine it with other business data. That's where SharePoint Lists comes in. In the next step, we're going to create a SharePoint list that matches the structure of this form. So we'll create columns that correspond to these questions. That way, when somebody submits the form, we'll have a place to store each response in a structured way. And once that structure is ready, we can connect everything together using Power Automate. You can think of a SharePoint list as a database that lives inside SharePoint. At first glance, it looks a lot like Excel. You have rows, you have columns, and you can store information inside them. But unlike Excel, SharePoint lists are designed for applications, automation, reporting, and collaboration. That means we can connect them to Power Automate, Power Apps, dashboards, and many other Microsoft 365 services. And that's exactly why we're using a SharePoint list in this example. It gives us a structured place to store all the responses coming from Microsoft Forms. You can create a list on almost any SharePoint site you already use. Go to your SharePoint site. Click New, then choose List. Select Blank List. Give the list a name. For this example, I'll call it Support Tickets. Then click Create. Now we have an empty SharePoint list. Now let's start building the list. The first column already exists. By default, every SharePoint list contains a title column. For this example, we're going to use that column to store the employee's name. Click the title column. Select Column Settings. Then choose Rename. Change the name from title to full name. And click Save. You'll now see that the first column has been renamed. Next, we're going to create our department column. Click Add Column. Choose Choice. Enter department as the column name. Now add the available departments. In my example, I'll use IT, HR, finance, marketing, and operations. Once you've entered the options, click Save, and there we go. We now have a department column where users can select from a predefined list of values. This helps keep the data consistent because people can no longer type random department names. Next, let's add the requested date column. Click Add Column once again. This time choose Date and Time. Enter requested date as the column name. For this example, we only need the date itself, then click Save. You'll now see the new column appear in the list. And later, when data comes in from Microsoft Forms, SharePoint will automatically recognize it as a date value. Now let's create the priority column. Click Add Column. Choose Choice. Enter Priority as the column name. Then add the options Low, Medium, and High. Once everything looks good, click Save. You'll now see another choice column appear in the list. And because this is a choice field, users can only select from the predefined values. Finally, let's add the Issue Description column. Click Add Column. Choose multiple lines of text. Enter Issue Description as the column name. Then click Save. This type of column is useful when users need to provide more detailed information. Unlike a standard text field, it allows for much larger amounts of text. At this point, our list structure matches the structure of the form. We have a column for the employee name, a column for the department, a column for the requested date, a column for the priority, and a column for the issue description. Now that the list is ready, we can start connecting it to Microsoft Forms using Power Automate. Now that the form and the SharePoint list are ready, we can connect them using Power Automate. Go to Power Automate. Click Create, then choose Automated Cloud Flow. Give the flow a name. I'll call mine Save Forms Responses to SharePoint. For the trigger, search for Microsoft Forms. Then select when a new response is submitted, and click Create. The first thing we need to do is tell the trigger which form we want to monitor. So in the Form ID field, select the IT support request form we created earlier. Now, every time somebody submits this form, the flow will start automatically. The next step is retrieving the actual answers. Click New Step, search for Microsoft Forms, and select Get Response Details. Choose the same form again. For the Response ID field, select Response ID from the trigger. This is one of the most important steps in the flow. The trigger only tells us that a response was submitted. It doesn't actually contain all the answers. Get Response Details is what retrieves the full name, department, requested date, priority, and issue description values that the user entered. Now that we have the responses, we can save them to SharePoint. Click New Step, search for SharePoint, and select Create Item. Choose the SharePoint site where you created the support tickets list. Then select the support tickets list itself. You'll now see all the columns from the SharePoint list appear. This is where we connect the form answers to the SharePoint columns. For full name, select the full name answer from Forms. For department, select the department answer. For requested date, select requested date. For priority, select priority. And for issue description, select issue description. As you can see, this is essentially just mapping the questions from the form to the columns in the list. So whenever a user fills in a field in Forms, we know exactly where that value should be stored in SharePoint. At this point, the flow is actually finished. We have a trigger that detects new form submissions. We retrieve the answers. And then we create a new item in SharePoint using those answers. Let's save the flow. And before testing it, take a quick look at the overall structure. It's actually surprisingly simple. 3 steps: the trigger, get response details, and create item. Yet with just those 3 actions, we've automated the entire process from form submission to database storage.
Hey guys, I just launched my brand new interactive Power Apps e-learning course, Build Your First Model-Driven App, made for beginners. And because I believe in learning should be accessible, it's priced at just $39. Plus, I've got a special $10 discount just for my YouTube audience. Use one of these codes during checkout and you will be rewarded an additional $10 discount.
We're the power ninjas on the rise, building dreams beneath the skies. Bracky's got the moves so slick, with power apps we make it click. Power ninjas here to save the day. Bracky leads the way, apps that make your problems fade. Innovation tailor-made. Drag and drop, we shape your world. Every line of code unfurled. Dashboards bright to workflows clean. Power apps create the scene.
Now let's see everything in action. I'll open the Microsoft form and submit a new support request. For full name, I'll enter John Carter. For department, I'll select IT. For requested date, I'll choose a date. For priority, I'll select high. And for issue description, I'll enter laptop won't connect to the company VPN. Once everything is filled in, I'll click Submit. At this point, the user experience is finished. The employee simply fills out the form and submits it. They don't need access to SharePoint. They don't need access to Power Automate. And they definitely don't need to know what happens behind the scenes. Now let's take a look at what happened. I'll switch over to Power Automate. Open the flow and go to the run history. You should see a new run appear almost immediately. If we open it, we can follow the entire process step by step. The trigger detected the new form submission. Get response details retrieved all the answers. And create item stored the information in SharePoint. All 3 steps completed successfully. Now let's verify the final result. I'll open the SharePoint list and refresh the page. And there it is. A brand new support ticket has been created automatically. If we open the item, we can see that all the information from the form was stored in the correct columns. The name, department, requested date, priority, and issue description are all there. And that's really the power of this solution. A user submits a form. Power Automate processes the response. And SharePoint automatically stores the data in a structured and searchable database. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a like and subscribe for more Microsoft 365 and Power Platform tutorials. And I'll see you in the next one.